St. George, German. Just me here. I hope you're all relaxing, maybe having some wine, maybe something a little bit harder. I'm sure some of you are sitting with your laptops and tablets on your laps. I just wanted to take a few minutes and share with you the difference between your activity feed, news feed, whichever you happen to be using, and content. So here, if you have the activity feed, this is where you can create your posts. So think of it as a running like Facebook thread, Twitter thread, Remind thread, Seesaw thread, whatever you're using. If you kept posting to your activity feed or news feed, it might get tricky for your kiddos to find information, to find some specific lessons that you want them to work on. So they have created a content widget. I didn't know what content was for the longest time. I won't tell you how long it took me to find this, but the content or content library is where you can organize and plan out your units day by day, strand by strand, subject, strand, term, however you want to organize your content. So we're going to go in. This is from our kindergarten class last year that Jen and I created, and we copied this. Shannon and I copied it from our previous years before that into next year's shell. So you can copy content and widgets and stuff that you plan in one shell, one course, and copy it over to another. So don't think at the end of this year that everything that you're putting into your course is going to be lost. It won't. So now to go to content, because maybe we're ready for the next step. And after writing our welcome message to our kiddos, we're ready to kind of go a little deeper and start planning what our course is going to look like. So we'll go and click on the content. Keep in mind this is for kindergarten. So I've decided my units are literacy and numeracy. Jen and I decided that we're going to have self-regulation. We were going to have the frame inquiries. So there we have our 4 frames. We decided to put literacy and numeracy together. I guess we don't have belonging and contributing. Whoops. I wanted access to Power School, and then we wanted a separate unit just for documentation. So any documentation of student work, of some clips that we put together, we kept over here under the documentation unit. So if we click on literacy and numeracy, you can see that it splits again. We have a literacy strand, and then we have a numeracy strand. And when you open the literacy strand, this is where we have our individual links to our individual resources, or these could be your individual lessons. This could be Monday's lesson, Tuesday's lesson, Wednesday's lesson. And if I click on Letter Factory, it's very engaging. This will take the kiddos, because the kiddos see exactly this, it'll take them to that resource. So this is a video, a YouTube video of the Letter Factory. If I click on Jolly Phonics, it takes us to the Jolly Phonics, and you'll notice that I never leave Brightspace. So this is pretty important for our kiddos because they're not going to have to be opening 10,000 tabs and follow the endless tabs. And then if we, and then I have Epic, which is also a widget in your nav bar, so they can access it in both of those places if you wanted to. Let's see what we have in numeracy. So this is for math. You could easily turn this into your number sense strand. This could be your data management strand. And then you put your individual lessons within those strands, within those subunits. Here we have self-regulation, and I can see that I have forgotten to put this calming song. It's a calming video about animals to Celine Dion. I forgot to put it, or I should have put it within self-regulation. So you can go in and edit this, and then you just slip it into the self-regulation. So here I have some fun activities for the kiddos to do to kind of help them calm. I have zones of regulation as a resource. We have some cosmic yoga, and it really doesn't take too long to add these resources into your units within your content. And then we were tracking our inquiries. So as inquiries came up, Jen was doing an inquiry on Earth Rangers, and these were some resources that we found that supported our kiddos' inquiry for Earth Rangers. So that's a look at the primary end of things. Thought it was kind of neat to show how you can use content in kindergarten. Then we all have access to this. The VLE 101 you'll find on your main homepage when you first log into Brightspace. It'll be on the right-hand side. You have access to actually 3 courses. This is kind of not like a webinar. It's more of a self-tutorial, how to follow step by step. So here, if you wanted to do a welcome little mini section for your students, and you can also control what is shown when it's shown. So you have control over those permissions. You can essentially plan your entire course for the entire year in one very long weekend, and you can set everything to hidden and then only open or view what you want on certain days. But that would be a very long weekend. So here, let's see. First week, you have some ideas here that really it's for us to walk through. And then your second week, your third week, and you can see how they break that down. So let's just click on here, present the VLE under our first week. Those are the learning goals, and then you can click on that link there. This is a URL is embedded here. This here looks like is some information for Brightspace for parents. It's pretty handy. And then some more, maybe another document for information for engaging with parents. Definitely after today's webinar, my takeaway is that we want to start pretty simple. Less is more. And that's exactly what I intend to do, not only for the sanity of my students, but also for my sanity and my mental health. The last thing we want to do is overload ourselves, because let's face it, we're pretty much already there. At least that's how I'm feeling. So that's how to use not how to use the content library, because I didn't really show how to build your content library, but I wanted to show the difference between your activity feed, which is on your landing page, your activity feed, and content library. Hope that helps. Keep reaching out. We love helping. Thanks. Bye.